Coach, we told you we could do it.
And how special for that program to have not one but two boats medal in this event.
Absolutely. Shows they're doing something right.
So underway right now is the men's U16 Coxed Quad A final. And as we see here, they've just started the race. They're only about a minute in. We'll keep tabs on this race, but we'll throw it over to Marie Scott at the awards dock.
I feel like we're winners. I'm not saying.
And we are live. There is no countdown. The fastest women's 8 in the nation. Listen, back to back, we call that a two-peat. A three-peat, we call that a dynasty. Welcome back to the championship dock. Row America Ride. Now let everybody know your names.
Remy Hess, Molly Peacock, Marlena Masucci,
Kira Satness,
Gwen Leites,
Lulu Plug,
Zoe Ferota, Isla Keller,
Sophie Lamberg.
Now, yes. Now, what's the one word that's going through your mind right now being on top of the country?
I feel blessed. Feel so proud. Hype. Phenomenal. Feel awesome. Excited.
It just feels surreal.
Just so grateful.
Twinsies. I love that. Now, Coxon, this one's for you. What gets your ladies going? I mean, you had a pretty dominant performance. Like, what put that nail in the coffin to get them here today?
You know, we had two great boats before us, 2024, 2025. This is almost a completely new boat. Said we're going to build it from scratch. No one's going to remember the last 2 years. 2026, we're the new blueprint.
Oh, the new blueprint. If that doesn't get you hype, I don't know what does. Now, is there anybody that you all want to give a shout out to that have helped you?
Rachel! And Philip!
And Rachel!
Alex!
What?
And our parents.
And
our parents have supported us so much throughout this entire process. We really appreciate them.
And our teammates. Our teammates push us every day. They push the limit. They make us great.
And I love it. And great you are. Three-peat. Here we are on the championship dock. The fastest woman 8 in the nation. Row America Ride. Now, to the announcer's tower.
Thank you, Maurice. So currently on the field, we have the men's U16 Coxed Quads. Very tight here. The field has just crossed past the 750-meter mark. And as we check in here, it's Leaders Capital. They are in that second lane from the right. And next to them, to their right, is Maritime Rowing Club. I would say third is then going to go to Elizabeth City in the darker colored shell, sort of the middle of the field. But it's very close then. I mean, we're looking at, 6 boats with only about a seat here or there, and we're only halfway.
Yeah, this is a really tight race. And quads are sort of like 8s, where it makes sense for them to be a little bit closer. They've got to be excellent technicians to be able to be in a final at the national championships in the quad. So I expect to see some really great rowing. It also helps that they have a coxswain in that boat.
Yeah.
The officials are happy to see that as well.
Yeah, well, we say that because this is one of the youngest events here at the Youth National Championship, meaning, under 16 cox quads, meaning that every athlete in the boat has to be under the age of 16 that year. So these incredibly young athletes doing an incredibly challenging discipline of the quickness of an 8, but the technical demand of sculling. So Maritime Rowing, we've got that close-up of them. They're the nearest to us on screen right now. Really long strokes, really good send out of that crew. They now have taken the lead away from Capital by about a seat. Third, then still giving it to Elizabeth City. They're in that darker colored shell. Sandwiched in between is Marina Aquatic, who are still in the hunt to try to acquire a bronze medal here at the Youth National Championships.
And I would say Pacific Rowing Club is still in that hunt. They are trying to separate themselves from the crews on the shore side of this race course.
I didn't spot him over there, and you're right. And that's the challenge here of rowing at the Youth National Championships. You have 8 lanes of racing to keep tabs on, so I feel like I'd love to have my eyeballs move at separate directions because there's a lot of boats to keep track of, and that's one of the beauties of having coxswains in this event. You can see the coxswain here on screen on the far right-hand side. Maritime looking off to their right-hand side so they can keep tabs on what Capital is doing. We're seeing the good push out of Elizabeth. They're still in third. Elizabeth is still in third, but they are charging and making a really, really good run here at, I'm going to say now it might be second.
Yes.
Wow. And actually, I'm going to, because of the angle and where we were at, Elizabeth City has made such a good press. They crossed the buoy line first, and they are in the current first place position over Capital and Maritime. The coxswains keeping tabs on all of that. You can see the coxswain there in the middle of Capital having to look to her right, to look to their left, and see where are we. Good call on the part of that coxswain for articulating their position in the race. And as they come to the regatta island, it is Speed with Capital, who know that they are within the distance. They've got their eyes on the target. They know what they want. They're just trying to pull it together to pull ahead of Elizabeth City and Maritime.
It's everything on the line right now. You can see these athletes digging in right now. They're in the red buoys. Nothing else matters. One stroke at a time. It's almost a new start to the race, and yet they have very few strokes left to get what they want.
And as they're in the red buoys, the final 250 meters of this race is the A final of the men's U16 coxed quads. It is Capital in that first place position, but we see a charge out of Maritime at the top of the field, the closest on screen. They are trying to get everything they can out of the crew. Elizabeth City now putting on a press, trying to vie for that second place position. Is very, very tight for that silver medal, but is Maritime now half a boat ahead of that fight for silver. Then, Capital over Maritime, then Elizabeth City. Your 1, 2, 3 in the A final of the men's U16 coxed quads.
Then it looked like Marina came in for fourth. Pacific right after them. Bell and Jesuit, Miami, and White Marsh. Really, really exceptional racing there.
Next up is the women's